Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
Hello and welcome to Popternative. This is the talk show and podcast where we have digital discussions, worlds of TV, film, news, pop culture, everything really depending on the guest talk about it all. As always, I'm your host, Peter Remoliotis. All social media, you know me as PD Beats. You will recognize my guest from Everything's Gonna Be Okay on Freeform. Lillian Carrier is with us. Lillian, welcome to Popternative.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here.
I'm excited to chat with you. I just want to know, in terms of, the path of being an actor, when did that start for you? When did you decide that you wanted to start acting?
Well, that's a bit of a story. So, when I was little, I had, because I'm autistic, I struggled a lot with social skills. And I was in, a lot of social skills classes. And they're very theoretical, and you're reading a book, and you're like, okay, you're gonna look someone in the eye, but be careful not to look at them too much, or you'll be staring at them, so look away, and then you count every 10 seconds or so, look away, and then look back. And that becomes so formulaic, and when I would put that into practice, it just didn't work. It made people very uncomfortable, and then if someone else didn't follow the social script I was given, I would just be lost.
Yep.
And what I found out is when I signed up for a summer camp that was theater, when we did the plays and we dissected the scenes and the characters and stuff, I was able to ask those questions about social skills and facial expressions and body language and tone of voice and get those answers in a way that was more natural and use that information in my real life. So it was never actually a plan to be an actor and used as a tool for my life. And then I was in school going into biology.
Yep.
Was what I wanted to do with my life. And my job coach came to me and asked, I know you did theater in school and you did some community theater and stuff for fun. This show is looking for autistic actors to play autistic characters. Would you be interested? And I was just straight up, no, not at all. And she's like, I think you should just try it. I think we'll at least learn some skills while doing it. And I brought that idea home to my family, really not thinking I was going to do it. They talked me into it. I went to the audition, and then the next week I was reading for network, and a year later I was filming the show. And it was insane.
And the rest was history, right? And I just want to know too, because then, you're on this path of acting and everything. And I just want to know, in terms of the type of TV shows and films, is there a genre that you really kind of enjoyed watching growing up, or a genre that you wanted to maybe work in, comedy, drama? Did you have a preference in terms of what you liked, Lillian?
When I was acting, no, there wasn't really a preference. I loved just being someone very different from myself. It was just fun to do things that you would never do in real life. Explore all these different characters and mindset. But watching, a lot of my life, I was really drawn to sci-fi. And I think that had to do with that there wasn't a lot of autism representation when I was growing up.
No.
And the thing that I related to was those monsters and those aliens and stuff that felt like they couldn't fit in and tried so hard to fit in and didn't understand the social dynamics of humans.
Yeah.
Which I related to as an autistic person, just going, I don't understand social skills. I don't understand how to relate to people quite the way they want me to. So those characters became a good identity that I could relate to, and I loved that.
And speaking of autistic representation, we were talking about Everything's Gonna Be Okay on Freeform. And I wanted to kind of ask you a little bit about what can we expect from your character in the show. I mean, this is big. This is a first, and it's exciting because your character in the show is autistic.
Yeah. Which it's so exciting to be one of the first shows to cast a lead as an autistic actor playing an autistic character. There's so many groundbreaking firsts in this show.
Yeah.
So just that is amazing. My character herself, she's so cool to me. She doesn't hide who she is. She's proud of her autism and just stands up and just tells the world exactly who she is and who she wants to be. And I think that's amazing because that's very rare, especially amongst the autism community. A lot of us are trained by society to be ashamed of our differences and our quirks.
Yeah.
And this is a character that's just love me for who I am. And, she starts off as this quirky side character. And I think it's brilliant. The writers subverted that, trope and turned her into this amazing love interest and a really main point in the story. And this season she grows so much and she's so important to the storyline. And I really hope people enjoy what happens. I don't want to spoil anything for people who haven't seen it, but it's a beautiful story. I think it's a great autism representation as well as many other representations we have in the show. Because we have a deaf character.
Yeah.
We have these different gay identities, open relationships, asexual, all over the place and super fun.
Now, you booked the role. It's confirmed you're going to be on the show. What's the mindset like? So you're ready to go. You're going to film it. You get the script and everything. It's set, right? What is the mindset for you preparation wise? What's going through your mind? You know what I mean? How are you preparing to do that and be on the show?
A lot of it, I had no idea what to expect at all. I had never been on a film set before. I had only done stage productions and very small ones. So it was a big shock and a big okay, I got to learn a little bit about the film industry. Luckily enough, I have a sister who went to film school. So I was calling her up and Chloe, please tell me what does this mean? People are telling me their titles and I'm getting all these emails and I don't know what any of it means and what I'm supposed to be doing. She was filling me in on all of those little gaps. And then for getting the scripts and stuff, I was a autism consultant and service dog consultant on the show. So a lot of that I got a little bit of the information ahead of time.
Yep.
The character Drea is based off of me as a person.
Yep.
So a lot of that, it was interesting playing her for the first time because before playing her, I tend to mask a lot in public, to hide my autism a little bit, to make people more comfortable, show natural facial expressions that other people have so they can read my emotions easier. So playing her, I had to drop a lot of that. Which was actually really hard for me because I
challenging
spent most of my life counteracting that. But it became pretty natural. After the first couple of weeks, you get into the groove. And then it was just me trying really hard to just do it as authentically and real as possible and portray it in a way that I feel other autistic people would be really happy and comfortable with. And the writing and the directors are just so incredible that they made it so easy and so comfortable.
For sure.
Going into season 2 was just so exciting. I just had to find my way back into that character, which was, after the first day was so easy and so fun with the
absolutely
and everything.
For sure. And one last question before we wrap up. I mean, you mentioned it. This is a groundbreaking show. Everything's going to be okay. Groundbreaking. A lot of firsts. There's a lot going on. A lot of emotions. But I just want to know, I'm curious, if we dive into it a little bit more, Lillian, when people watch the show, what are you hoping they get out of it? Takeaway wise?
I mean, I think they're going to take a lot away from it. I think it's something that I hope they don't just watch it and move on. I hope it's something that they dissect and think about and maybe bring up discussions with people in their lives. I hope it exposes them to characters or people that they wouldn't normally see in real life and help them understand them better.
Yeah.
And I just think it helps open people's heart and see what the world can be and the possibilities. Because I know a lot of people are I didn't know you could be that way and people could accept you. And I think just hearing people say that after watching the show just makes me so happy.
Absolutely. And it's great, and it's on Freeform, and people could watch it. Lillian, I wanted to thank you so much for coming on Popternative. I really enjoyed chatting with you.
I did too. Thank you so much. This was so much fun.
Absolutely. So season 2 of Everything's Gonna Be Okay is rolling right now. And where can people follow you? Is there an Instagram account that can follow you up, keep up to date with updates on social media?
Yes, my Instagram is just my name, Lillian Carrier, and I'm also on Twitter as Lillian Carrier 0. I also run a nonprofit called Autism, so please check that out if you want any supports as an autistic adult or teenager.
Amazing. Well, this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for previous episodes. Until next time, this is Lillian Carrier from Everything's Gonna Be Okay on Freeform and PD Beats, signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.